Short week, baby. What's going on, everybody? It's Sacred Eagle. I represent the Philadelphia Eagles, the third best team, tied for first best record-wise in the NFL, or in the NFC. Top 5 in ESPN and NFL rankings, top 6, top 10 in ESPN and others. And boy, is it great to say that. I know it's still early in the season, we just got week 5 finished up. We're moving into week 6 in 2 days. But come on. People got to give the Eagles credit where credit is due, winning 4 out of their first 5, a majority of those games being on the road. 3 of 5 were on the road. That's a great way to start off the season, only losing 1 road game, and that was a close game against the 5-0 Chiefs that nobody else has been good enough to beat. Okay? That's one thing. And 2, you gotta take into account how balanced the offense has been, how the defense has held up, minus losing your best starting cornerback and your best starting defensive player ever right now in Fletcher Cox, We're playing really well without those 2 guys. We get those guys back against Washington in a week and a half after our pretty damn nice long extra time off after the Thursday night game, win or lose. But we're going to talk about that game now. Because there's a lot to talk about. And I'm going to try to keep it as short and as simple as possible. Give you guys the pick, why I'm picking them to win, whoever that may be. Subscribe if you're new and all that good stuff. But hey, the Eagles are headed to Carolina tomorrow night. And they play on Thursday nights to play against the Carolina Panthers. Both these teams are traveling. Okay, Carolina obviously is back, but they had to travel back to Carolina, so they're not at too big of an advantage. Sure, they're at home, but come on, the Eagles don't really need that long of a flight to get from Philly to Carolina. It's not that long of a flight. It's like an hour. So, looking at this game, what are the key matchups? And I'm just going to be flat out honest. It's Carson Wentz versus the linebackers and the secondary of Carolina. Carolina, they stepped back in 2016 after a 2015 Super Bowl run. But that entire team is nearly the same. Minus the loss of Josh Norman and a couple other guys on that defensive side. The team in general is almost intact. They just haven't been in sync. They weren't in sync last year after they started at, 1-5. Then they picked it back up, ended out, 7-9. So clearly, they still have the pieces there, and right now it's showing after Cam Newton shoulder injury and everything, making us think that he's not going to be as great. Played pretty sluggish in the first 2 games, but then wiped away that extra rust and just started throwing everything everywhere, making plays here, there, everywhere, and they knocked off the Patriots. They knocked off. They've knocked off 4 teams. 2 of those games weren't great. They got blown out by the Saints a couple weeks ago as well. So the Eagles are going to be looking at that film, of course. That's the only loss that they have to look at. But they're going to take into consideration the wins, especially the last 2-3 weeks of them winning, They are a solid team that have the capability to make a lot of noise, as do the Eagles, as do the Packers, as do everybody that is 3-2 and better. So, looking at this game right now, what is the most important thing to look at? It's Carson Wentz versus that secondary and linebackers. I just said why, but that's it. These wide receivers need to get separation. These wide receivers need to make it easy for Wentz to make these plays happen, to keep drives moving like we've been doing this entire season. Best on third downs, best in time of possession, one of the best in yards per game, points per game. We're doing really well offensively. We're doing really well, and that's another thing about the offense. That offensive line, with or without Lane Johnson, Big V, you got to come up strong if you're starting, man. You got to come up strong and stay solid throughout that entire game. You got to help Wentz in that blind spot on the right, or not the blind spot. You got to help him on right tackle is what I mean. You got to help him out. Because we don't want Wentz. We know Wentz is good at improvising. He's good at scrambling in and out of the pocket, making plays on the run. But we don't want him to be doing that too much like he did against Washington, Kansas City, and New York. We don't want that. We've seen how he's done the latest couple of games, where he's had time in the pocket. You saw what happened with Aguilar, with Smith. He made deep passes with a clean pocket, stepped into his throws, put them right on the money, and let the receivers do the rest. That's what we're going to have to do against this team. And of course, on the defensive side, we need to get at Cam Newton. Okay, Cam Newton is still mobile. He's still dangerous with his legs. Nobody can count that out. You just got to get in his face. You got to get in his face, provide a lot of pressure to make him do unwanted things. At least wanted for us, unwanted for Carolina, which is throw ill-advised passes, make turnovers, just get him off guard, off balance in order to win this game. We did really good at that last week with Carson Palmer, because Carson Palmer, sure, he's turning 38 in December, but he's still got a really good arm, and he's still got people like Larry Fitzgerald to throw to. So the fact that we were able to shut him down and give our cornerbacks more rest, but by the way, Patrick Robinson, Jalen Mills, Rasul Douglas, props to you guys, because you guys shut down Larry Fitzgerald. You guys shut down J.J. Nelson, Josh Brown. You guys did a hell of a job, but now you got an extra task going up against Kelvin Benjamin. They don't have Greg Olsen, so that's a good thing for us, but they're still winning without him, and that's another thing, that these guys are just winning, like us, without key people on their offense, but, you know, for us as defense and everything. This is going to be a really good game. People are saying it's going to be the biggest game of week 6. I full-on agree. These are both 4-1 teams that have playoff potential, playoff hopes, and this game could really this could really be a big game for both of these two teams, and I got the Eagles winning. Realistically, this game is not going to be a game like Arizona. It's not going to be a game like Washington back in week 1. This is going to be a kind of game that's going to go down to the wire regardless of the score. One of these two teams is going to try to win this at the end of this game. Whether it's Wentz pushing down the field or if it's Cam Newton running up and down the field. One of these two teams are going to be playing from behind in that fourth quarter, trying to make some miracle happen. And whoever it's going to be, I sure as hell hope it's the Eagles trying to win. Or maybe it's the Eagles trying to stop the miracle from happening. Either way, this game in my eyes, it's like a 28-24 game. Whoever scores last wins, in my personal opinion. Unless it's a field goal when someone's up 28-24. Whatever it may be. I got the Eagles winning by a score of 28-24. It's going to be a hell of a game, and I'm excited for it. Truly excited for it. Being realistic, this game could go either way. But as long as the Eagles play well, we'll have a chance. Because Carolina is beatable. How do you think the Saints beat them? They played well. They managed to make turnovers, make big plays happen. That's all the Eagles have been doing every single game, minus Kansas City. No turnovers and no running game. We need to get that running game consistently going like it's been the past couple of years, past couple of weeks. Garrett Blount, keep doing what you do. Kenyon Barner keeps setting us up in great field position. We should win this game. It'll be a hell of a game. Tell me in the comments what you guys think. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you all tomorrow with my week 6 picks, minus this game. Of course, I had to get this out earlier because short week. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Fly Eagles Fly. Peace out.